I'll start with business and industry analysis. First, I'll input my industry. I'll type in the first few letters, and then I'll select the closest match from the drop-down box. For my city, I can either click in to choose from a list of cities in my organization's service area, or I can search by name. I will start off by entering in my revenue. Here I can see that I'm generating less revenue than the average beauty salon in my city, county, metro, state, and the nation. Below I can see this information on a map. In red are the areas where the average beauty salon's annual revenue is highest. Those may be areas where I might consider opening a new location or targeting an advertising campaign. Just below that, I can see a list of considerations and resources that can help me use the data to make informed decisions. Now I'll enter in the year I started. This will plot the openings of beauty salons across the nation over time. I may not be interested in the national or state data, so I can choose to look only at the trends of business starts in my local area. I can see that much of my competition entered the market within the few years after I opened my doors. I can also compare salary information. If I pay my typical employee $20,000 a year, I can see that I pay slightly more than beauty salons locally, but slightly lower than the national average. On the map, I can zoom out to see where salaries are highest in my metro. I'll now input my number of employees, and at 7 employees, I can see that I'm much larger than the average beauty salon. I can now start to see additional information without having to input anything. Cost effectiveness is a metric that compares the revenue I generate to my labor costs. I can also look at revenue per capita, which is important for any local serving business to be aware of. I can zoom out to see this information for my metro, my state, and even the nation. Local turnover will tell me what percentage of my workers I will need to retrain over the course of a year due to comings and goings. And here I can enter in my healthcare costs. And I can see that I pay slightly more on healthcare premiums per employee than the average business of my size in my state. I can also compare this information for similar industries. Below, I can compare information on workers' compensation rates. By clicking on Summary View, I can get a quick overview of how my business is doing compared to industry averages. On the right, I see a series of gauges. The green indicates that I'm a top performer, and the red indicates an area where I can stand to improve.